Hi, I'm Mickey Zeta, and I am so glad to have you here with me tonight. It's Wednesday night, live with Mickey. And behind, you know what, right above my head, look at this chandelier. You know that we're renovating our house, and I worked pretty much all day cleaning that chandelier. It's old, it's so old, and it was in a room that we didn't use ever in this house, and now it's going to be in our dining room. So I spent all day cleaning it. I'm trying to find a good place that I can do this video, and it ended up being right here. I thought, cool, the chandelier looked good. So, hi! What I'm talking about tonight is, did I overreact? Did I overreact? And you know what? That is the second most often question I'm asked. Hi Jan, good to have you here. The very first question that I get asked is, was I really abused? Was I really abused? And then the next one was, did I overreact? Well, you know what? You didn't overreact. And it's important to know that there are, let me back up. I've got a checklist, and it's, was I really abused? And if you look there and you check off things that you experienced, you'll know that you didn't overreact. We tend to get down the road. We women who are attracted to abusers, we have huge hearts. You've heard me say that before. We have huge hearts, and we take total responsibility for stuff. We can't change our abusers, and they're not likely to change. They are who they are. And they made our life pretty miserable. Here's the problem. Two problems. One is that sometimes they're really nice. Sometimes they're sweet and kind, and they seem to be caring, and they promise they're not going to behave the negative way anymore, and they promise that things are going to be good, and we believe them, and they're lying. They are lying. Every single time that happens, it's about control. They think that something's gone on or that they went too far, and so they try to make up for that because they think that they're losing control. That's what they're all about. They're all about control. So when we think we've overreacted, here's what I'm gonna ask you. Did you ever make excuses for your abuser? Did you ever lie about why you couldn't go somewhere, or why he didn't show up at your kid's game, or why you didn't go out on your birthday or your anniversary, or why you're wearing long sleeve shirts in a hot summer day? We lie about those things. We protect our abusers, and that means that we've been abused. That means that if we have to make excuses for anybody, that's abuse. That is abuse. And we need not to do that. Hi, Angela. So good to have you here. So if you're thinking, did I overreact? And for those of us who haven't been out of abuse very long, it's such a common question. Did I overreact? And the odds are very, very, very good. You did not. You finally had enough. You finally realized that where you're living is not a good place to be. You realize that it's not good to walk on eggshells and have to think about everything you say, or the consequences of your action, or lying about something that you've done. Those are all signs that you're under someone else's control, that you're not living your life, and that you are living in abuse. Now, you may need to listen to this video a couple of times because, it's so natural. It's so natural for those of us who have lived in abuse that we make excuses for our abusers, that we gloss over some of the negative things that have happened. And I'm just going to encourage you not to do that, and to know that if any of those things have happened, you did not overreact. You did not overreact. The couple of reasons that we think that, I think, is because, number one, we love these guys. We love them no matter how bad they treated us. On some level, we love them. And even after we leave, we still are in love with them. And gosh, it's just who we are. We have big hearts, like I said. But if you left, you know that there were things that were not okay. There were things that were not right. And those of us who suffered emotional abuse and not physical, that's even harder, because physical abuse, you have a bruise, you can see it. Hi, Daisy. Hey, glad to have you here. When we have a physical abuse, a physical bruise, we can see that. But emotional bruises don't show up. They're inside our heads, and you know what? They are the worst. Emotional abuse is so much worse than physical, in my opinion, because it's hard to identify, it's hard for other people to see, and we make excuses. We rationalize in our heads because it's the only way we can survive. It's the only way that we can survive. And that's not healthy. That is not a healthy way to live. So if you ever think, was I really abused, or did I overreact? I'm going to encourage you, go to my website. Even if you've done it before, do it again. Go to my website, survivingabusenetwork.com. Download the checklist. Was I really abused? Go through that, because it talks about walking on eggshells. It talks about making excuses. It talks about lying to our friends about why we can't do things. And man, if you've done any of those, even if you've never had a physical bruise, emotional abuse is real. It's more painful, I think, than physical abuse. And you know what? It's just as devastating. People suffer from PTSD from emotional abuse. Women suffer from PTSD from emotional abuse. Physical abuse is horrible too, but emotional abuse, in my opinion, is worse than anything. And then there's financial abuse. If he's controlling all your money, you have to ask for money, or you're on a strict budget even though you work and make your own money. That's abuse too. So there's so many forms, so many forms. And if you left your spouse or the person you were living with, or you broke up with some guy you're dating, for any of those reasons, you're not overreacting. You're not overreacting. You're taking responsibility for your life, for who you are. And you're, gosh, it's just, that's how it is. You have to do it. You have to do it. And don't feel guilty about it. You know, that's a whole nother talk. Guilt and feeling responsible. And if you have children, that adds a whole nother layer of feeling like, oh gosh, this is something I really should have done. Maybe my kids need their father. Well, if he's an abusive father, odds are good they don't need him. They don't need, of course, then there's the side of if you leave and your kids have to go have visits with their dad, their abusive dad, without you there to protect them. There's so many ramifications. Oh my gosh, it's just, sometimes it's overwhelming. Sometimes it's overwhelming. But you've got this, and you've got a support group. You've got Surviving Abuse Network, and lots of other Facebook pages. I know some of you are on the Warriors page, and that's fabulous. That's such a good place to be, because there's a lot of support there too. Look for support. Look for like-minded women. Look for women who have lived through the things that you've lived through. Maybe they're a little further down the path. That's who you want to grab onto. That's who you want to listen to. Not the ones in victimhood. Not the ones that are whining and thinking their lives are over and are ruined because of the choices that they made. Don't let that go into your head at all. That is not a healthy place to be, and it's not true either. We all go through it, but we're not all victims. We deserve a good life. We deserve to create a good life for ourselves, and that's what this life is all about. I was 53 when I left domestic abuse. I was 53. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I liked. So don't think, well, I'm too old. I'm too old to go down that path. I can't do it. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. So just make a plan, follow through. Join up with Surviving Abuse Network. Listen to my podcast. Listen to other women who have escaped domestic abuse and created fabulous, wonderful, authentic lives. You can do it. A lot of us have, and you can too. So just keep putting one foot in front of the other. And when you think, was I really abused? Know that you were. When you think, did I overreact? Know that you didn't. Know that it's okay, that you are living the life that you deserve. And man, you got to have it. Jan said your courage, and it's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy, and it's not easy to change your mindset about whatever it was that caused you to be attracted to an abuser. We have to take some responsibility and change our mindset. You've heard me talk about that before. That's a whole nother topic. Right now, I'm just talking about, was I really abused? Yes, you were. Did I overreact? No, you did not. So grab hold of those words, grab hold of those thoughts, let them go into your heart and into your soul and into every cell of your body, because you are creating a fabulous life. You are a strong, centered, intelligent, smart, beautiful woman, and you deserve the best life that you can create for yourself, and you've got it. You've got this. I know you have. I'm Mickey Zeta. This is Wednesday Night Live with Mickey. And man, now that I look at this chandelier, it kind of looks like it's coming out of the top of my head. But I like it. Isn't it pretty? And see that white roll back there against the wall? That's new fabric for reupholstering some chairs. So, man, we are renovating this place just like I renovated my life, and just like you're renovating yours. You know, it's fun. Everything applies. It all applies. Isn't that fun? Please go to my website, survivingabusenetwork.com, and check out more live videos. You can read some blog posts. You can download podcasts and listen to those stories from other women, real life stories told by women who lived it. And you also, please go to Patreon, patreon.com/Surviving Abuse Network. You can donate money there, become a patron of Surviving Abuse Network. It costs money to do what I'm doing, and I'm happily doing it, but it would be really nice to have some money to help defray the costs of the podcast and of the other things that I'm doing. It's expensive. I'm happy to do it, but if you can help, I appreciate it. Patreon.com/Surviving Abuse Network. It's Wednesday night, live with Mickey. Thank you. We've got a nice group here, and I appreciate it. And I'll be back on Sunday night Wine with Mickey. Thanks a bunch. I appreciate you all being here. Please share this video and tell your friends about Surviving Abuse Network. I love every one of you. I love this group. I love what I'm doing, and I hope that you find it inspiring. Thank you, thank you, thank you.